Hey Noah, this morning I was reading in Acts 3, and in Acts 3:12 it says this thing. It says, "Men of Israel, why do you wonder at this? Or why do you stare at us, as though by our own power or piety we have made him walk?" In this narrative, Peter and John are used by God to heal a man that couldn't walk, and the religious leaders didn't like it. There was this thought amongst the people that God was obligated to grant prayers because of one's piety. But here, Peter and John are quick to deflect attention from themselves and to insist that Jesus, the suffering and vindicated servant of the Lord, was the agent of this healing because of his resurrection power. This was a good reminder to me this morning. How often do I and do you trust in things that only God can do? Make a list. On the forefront of my mind is keeping this church together when we can't gather. But there's no streaming that's cool enough to do what only God can do. So let us pray and trust and be the church even though we can't gather as a church. How often do I or we trust in things that only God can do? I know you have questions too. It may be about your health or your finances or your job or your family. Maybe it's all of the above. For me, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know how this will change things for the future. I am uncertain of the future. I don't have the strength or the wisdom to navigate this new reality, but this I do know. The same thing that God reminds his people in Isaiah. In Isaiah 46, in verses 8 to 11, God says, "Remember this and stand firm. Recall it to mind, you transgressors. Remember the former things of old. For I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times things not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will accomplish all my purposes, calling a bird of prey from the east, the man of my counsel from a far country. I have spoken, and I will bring it to pass. I have purposed, and I will do it." What a great reminder. And I'm praying for each one of you. May we continue to be the church, even though we can't gather as the church. Let us seek to encourage and pray and love and care for one another during this time. Seek to be shining lights in the darkness of uncertainty. Don't trust in things that only God can do. We can't do it. Let us be faithful disciples, humbly depending on our God for him to do what only he can do. Continuing to pray for you.